What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that's the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What it does is that it helps make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get their notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, please do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to your family and friends to inform them on this news and information. And yes, that does help to give me a slight boost in the YouTube algorithm as well. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And today, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is most definitely punching the air right now. They are punching the air, pissed off at the news that has come out that RFK Jr. is strongly considering suspending his campaign to endorse Donald Trump. Prior to Joe Biden dropping out of the race, what the polls showed is that RFK Jr. was pulling votes away from Joe Biden. But once they pulled the old switcheroo on Donald Trump and replaced Biden with Kamala Harris, the polls are now reflecting that RFK Jr. currently is actually pulling votes away from Donald Trump. And the thought of a Harris Walz presidency is so frightening to RFK Jr. that he is willing to suspend his campaign and get behind Trump just to make sure Harris and Walz do not win the election. That says a lot about how tragic and horrific a Harris Walz presidency would be for this country. Let me pull this article up for you guys very quickly and let's go through this. And then afterwards, I also want to play for you a quick video from Cornell West because it appears that it's everybody versus Harris and Walz. Everybody versus Harris and Walz. RFK Jr. considering dropping out to join forces with Trump, former prez open to giving him a role. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is considering dropping out of the 2024 race to join forces with former President Donald Trump, his running mate revealed Tuesday. Shortly after the revelation, Trump declared that he would certainly open, or I should say, he would certainly be open to giving the Kennedy scion a post in his administration. There's two options that we're looking at, and one is staying in, forming that new party, but we run the risk of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz presidency because we draw votes from Trump. Nicole Shanahan, the independent candidate's vice president pick, said during an appearance on the Impact Theory podcast. Now, as it pertains to the option of forming an alliance with Trump, RFK Jr.'s vice president would go on to say this: we walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump, and we explain to our base why we're making this decision, Shanahan said. Not an easy decision, the 38-year-old independent VP candidate added. Shanahan indicated that she would be more comfortable with Trump and his vice president pick, Senator J.D. Vance, running the country than with Harris and Walz. If we're splitting hairs, I would say that I trust the future of this country more under the leadership of Trump and Vance than I do under the leadership of Harris and Walz. During a brief interview with CNN following a campaign stop in Michigan, Trump commended the independent presidential hopeful. Trump will go on to say, I like him and I respect him. He is a brilliant guy. He's a very smart guy. I've known him for a very long time. I didn't know he was thinking about getting out, but if he's thinking about getting out, certainly I'd be open to it, he added. Now, all things considered, it makes all the sense in the world why literally it seems as if nobody outside of the paid influencers that are on Kamala Harris's payroll, it makes sense that nobody wants these people to win. When you look at how the Democrats have conducted themselves throughout the entirety of this election, they are the ones who have been the tyrants. They are the ones who have operated in a dictatorial fashion. They are the ones who have themselves weaponized the justice system to attempt to remove Trump off the ballot. And they weaponized the justice system in New York to successfully remove RFK Jr. off the ballot. As I discussed in my live stream yesterday, the state of Pennsylvania has already put out a statement stating that they are not guaranteeing same day results. I repeat, the state of Pennsylvania has put out a statement stating that they will not be guaranteeing same day results as it pertains to counting ballots. They're not guaranteeing that at all. So that lets you know what to look out for as it pertains to the state of Pennsylvania. All things considered, these people by no means can get back into office, especially when you're looking at the way in which they deliberately created the migrant crisis. They completely crashed the economy. We've watched them lie over and over and over again, telling you that Republicans came up with the border czar lie when literally it was left-leaning press that was pushing the border czar talking point. They were the ones that told us, CNN, ABC, MSNBC, they're the ones that told us that Kamala Harris was the border czar. And then they're turning it around and saying that it's right-wing propaganda when we have it on video that you guys were the ones who literally told us. These people are the true tyrants. The ones who holler saving democracy the most are the ones who are the most anti-democratic. Even so much so that at the DNC convention on day one, even Jill Stein and Cornel West were outside protesting Kamala Harris, holding up abandon Harris 2024 signs, not abandon the two-party system, not abandon Trump and Harris, abandon Harris 2024. Let me play this video for you right now in closing.
We here because we love oppressed people, and in this case, it's Palestinians. Yes. It could be any oppressed people. It could be Jews in Germany. Yes. It could be landless workers in Brazil. Yes. It could be brothers and sisters in Haiti. But we live in an American empire that has such unbelievable spiritual decay and moral deterioration, they think they can reproduce themselves with a level of hypocrisy and mendacity and criminality and get away with it. And we're simply here to say, chickens come home to roost. You're going to reap what you sow. Sooner or later, your lies and your crimes will be revealed and disclosed. Because truth crushed to earth will rise again, and truth is bigger than all of us, but it has something to do with the suffering of those who find themselves in place and predicaments that the great Frantz Fanon called the wretched of the earth, and we are in solidarity with them.
Yes. It's literally everybody versus Harris and Walz. That says a lot. That speaks volumes. And if you cannot see that, you are the one who are in denial. You are in a crazy state of denial when it's everyone versus Harris and Walz. Are you going to tell me it's like that because they don't want a strong black woman as president? Well, first off, you have to be a black woman to start. And Kamala Harris is an Indian biracial woman. That's for starters. So we're not going to pull that card out. We're not pulling the black woman card out. That's not going to work here. But once again, when it's everybody versus Harris and Walz, that speaks volumes. It says a lot. And with RFK Jr. potentially joining forces with Trump, and then you still have Cornel West and Jill Stein on the ticket, and these two borderline don't even like each other anymore, but even they were able to come together in the name of being against Kamala Harris. There is literally no chance in Hades that Kamala Harris can win. If RFK Jr. links up with Trump, and then you have these two who are still on the ballot respectively as independent and Green Party, as it pertains to Cornel West and Jill Stein. They pull votes away from the Democrats because they pull at that young voter base that would otherwise normally and traditionally vote Democrat. Trump and RFK Jr., Jill Stein and Cornel West, there's literally no path to victory for Harris and Walz unless they hit us with that 2020 magic again. That's the only way. That's the only way. If this plays out how it looks like it's going to play out, the only way they win is with the 2020 magic. When you go to bed, one presidential hopeful is winning by quite a significant amount. And when you wake up in the morning, that same presidential candidate lost by a significant amount. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. That's the real, at this point, that's the only way she could win. But I'll leave it at that. We'll see what happens this November, and we'll see how things play out. And with all that being said, that does it for today's news. So please hit the like button on your way out. Share this video on your social media platform. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And also don't forget to follow me on Telegram and Rumble. Both my Telegram and Rumble link are in the description box below and will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time, and until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.